Julius Caesar. The name echoes through history. He's a figure of immense power, ambition, and ultimately tragedy. How did a man from seemingly ordinary beginnings climb to such extraordinary heights? Was his entanglement with the alluring Cleopatra a love story for the ages or a calculated political move? And why, at the pinnacle of his power, did those closest to him cut him down? This is the story of Julius Caesar, a tale of ambition, love, betrayal, and the enduring legacy of one of history's most captivating figures. Born in 100 BC, Gaius Julius Caesar entered a world of political intrigue and social upheaval. Gaius Julius Caesar was not destined for greatness from birth. His early years were marked by a modest upbringing, despite his noble lineage. His family, though belonging to the aristocratic patrician class, wasn't particularly wealthy or influential. They were respected, but lacked the power and wealth that defined Rome's elite. Yet young Julius possessed a sharp intellect, a hunger for power, and an unwavering self-belief. From a young age, he demonstrated a keen understanding of politics and military strategy. He honed his skills as a soldier, a strategist, and a leader. His early military campaigns were marked by both bravery and cunning, earning him recognition among his peers. He rose through the ranks of the Roman army, conquering Gaul, which is modern-day France, in a series of brilliant campaigns. These conquests not only expanded Rome's territories, but also showcased Caesar's exceptional leadership and tactical genius. His victories brought him immense wealth, a loyal army, and unparalleled popularity with the Roman people. The soldiers adored him, and the citizens of Rome celebrated his triumphs with grand parades and festivities. Caesar, however, craved more than military glory. He was a visionary who saw the potential for Rome to become the greatest empire the world had ever seen. His ambitions extended beyond the battlefield. He set his sights on the ultimate prize control of Rome itself. With his unmatched charisma and strategic mind, Caesar began to navigate the treacherous waters of Roman politics, aiming to reshape the Republic into an empire under his rule. Returning to Rome, a conquering hero, Caesar found the Republic in disarray. The streets were filled with the echoes of past glories, but the reality was far from glorious. The Senate, once the heart of Roman political life, was now a shadow of its former self, plagued by corruption and inefficiency. The old political order was crumbling. The Senate, which had once been the bedrock of Roman governance, was now riddled with infighting and power grabs. Senators were more interested in their own gain than the welfare of the Republic. Power struggles between different factions threatened to tear Rome apart. The Optimates and the Populares, two powerful political factions, were locked in a bitter struggle for control. Each faction had its own vision for Rome, and neither was willing to compromise. Caesar, with his loyal legions at his back and the adoration of the masses, saw an opportunity. He was a man of ambition, and he knew that the time was ripe for change. The people loved him, and his soldiers were fiercely loyal. He formed a powerful alliance with two of Rome's most influential men, the wealthy Marcus Licinius Crassus and the renowned general Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, also known as Pompey the Great. This alliance was not just a political maneuver, it was a strategic masterstroke. Together, they formed the First Triumvirate, a political alliance that would dominate Roman politics for years to come. This triumvirate was a force to be reckoned with, combining military might, immense wealth, and political acumen. This alliance, however, was built on shifting sands. The very foundations of their partnership were unstable, as each man had his own ambitions and desires. The cracks in their alliance began to show almost immediately. Ambition and mistrust festered beneath the surface. Each member of the triumvirate was wary of the others, and their mutual suspicions would eventually lead to the alliance's downfall. The seeds of discord were sown, and it was only a matter of time before they would bear fruit. Amidst the turmoil of Roman politics, Caesar's path crossed with Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt. Their meeting was a clash of titans, two of the most powerful figures of their age, each renowned for their intellect, charisma, and ambition. Cleopatra, facing threats to her throne, needed a powerful ally. Caesar, seeking to expand his influence and secure vital resources, saw an opportunity in the alluring Egyptian queen. Their relationship, a blend of political expediency and genuine affection, would have far-reaching consequences for both Rome and Egypt. Caesar's growing power and ambition, however, did not go unnoticed. His rivals in the Senate, fearing his growing influence and popularity, saw him as a threat to the Republic. The cracks in the first triumvirate widened. Crassus met his demise in a disastrous campaign against the Parthians. The stage was set for a final showdown between Caesar and Pompey. The ensuing civil war pitted Roman against Roman, friend against friend. Caesar ultimately emerged victorious, defeating Pompey's forces and solidifying his control over Rome. He returned to the capital not as a conquering general, but as its undisputed master. The Ides of March, a date etched in blood. This date, forever marked in history, signifies one of the most dramatic and pivotal moments in the annals of ancient Rome. It was a day that would change the course of Roman history and echo through the ages. Caesar's victory, however, came at a heavy price. His triumphs on the battlefield had earned him both admiration and enmity. While he was hailed as a hero by many, others saw his growing power as a threat to the Republic's very existence. The Republic, already fragile, was shattered. The political structure that had stood for centuries was crumbling under the weight of internal strife and external pressures. The Senate, once a symbol of Roman democracy, was now a battleground of conflicting ambitions. Though Caesar claimed to be restoring order, his enemies saw him as a tyrant in the making. His reforms, while beneficial to some, were perceived by others as a means to consolidate his power and undermine the Republic's foundations. A conspiracy began to brew in the shadows, led by a group of senators who believed that Caesar's ambition had to be stopped, even at the cost of his life. These men, driven by a mix of fear, jealousy, and a genuine belief in the Republic, plotted in secret. On March 15, 44 BC, the Ides of March, Caesar entered the Senate, unaware of the danger that awaited him. The air was thick with tension, but Caesar, confident in his position, walked into the Senate with his usual authority. As he addressed the senators, his supposed allies surrounded him. Daggers flashed. The betrayal was swift and brutal. Each senator, driven by their own motives, struck at Caesar, ensuring that the deed was done. Caesar fell, his body riddled with wounds, at the foot of a statue of Pompey, his former friend and rival. The symbolism was stark. Pompey, who had once been Caesar's ally and later his enemy, now stood as a silent witness to his demise. The echoes of that fateful day would resonate throughout history, marking the end of an era and the beginning of another. Caesar's assassination plunged Rome into a new period of turmoil. The conspirators, led by Marcus Junius Brutus and Gaius Cassius Longinus, had hoped that by eliminating Caesar they could restore the Republic. They were tragically mistaken. The assassination backfired spectacularly. The Roman people, who had adored Caesar, were outraged by his murder. The conspirators were forced to flee Rome, and a new civil war erupted, more brutal and bloody than the last. Julius Caesar's life was a paradox, a complex tapestry of ambition, brilliance, ruthlessness, and ultimately tragedy. He was a military genius, a cunning politician, and a charismatic leader who inspired fierce loyalty in his followers. He left an indelible mark on the Roman world, forever altering the course of history. His legacy, however, remains a subject of debate. Was he a visionary leader who brought order to a chaotic world, or a ruthless tyrant who destroyed the Roman Republic? Julius Caesar's story is a potent reminder that even the most powerful figures are not immune to the forces of fate. His rise to power demonstrates the allure and the dangers of ambition. His assassination serves as a stark warning about the seductive nature of power and the unpredictable consequences of violence. And his enduring legacy, debated even today, highlights the complexities of historical judgment and the enduring fascination with one of history's most compelling figures.